Next, bringing new technology to save infant lives in Vietnam. Special correspondent Fred DeSam Lazaro reports from Hanoi. This story aired on the PBS program Religion and Ethics News Weekly, part of his series, Agents for Change.
It's not unusual to see 2, 3, even 4 newborns crammed into the same crib at this busy hospital in Hanoi. They're the luckier ones. For those with lungs infected or not fully developed because they were premature, the struggle, quite literally for air, is that much harder. Still, the prognosis for such fragile infants is far better today than it was about a decade ago, says the unit's supervising doctor, Ngoc Yip Pham.
Before 2000, the mortality rate of the neonatal intensive care unit was 15%. Last year, it was less than 2%.
Antibiotics have helped, as has staff training. But a big reason, she says, is that in recent years they've been able to install reliable, locally made equipment to help babies breathe, called Continuous Positive Airway Pressure, or CPAP.
Normally, CPAP machines from America would cost us a lot of money, $2,500.
Not only did they have to rely on imported equipment, bought or donated, but it also broke down. Right outside the neonatal intensive care unit of this Hanoi hospital is some sophisticated equipment that lies unused and discarded. It's imported, it's high-tech and sophisticated, but it's completely unsuited for settings in which the electricity may not be reliably available and where spare parts aren't available.
For the amount that it costs to buy one machine from America, we can buy 2, maybe 3 CPAP machines that are made here.
The cheaper, more usable machines are now made in Vietnam, tailored to local conditions. Unlike in the West, hospitals here don't have oxygen piped in, for example, so these machines have a portable pump.
This is an aquarium pump, and
an aquarium pump?
Yeah, this is the diaphragm, so it has rubber inside, there's no oil, so the air is very, very clean.
Nha Chang says a filter was added for especially dusty conditions. Chang and her husband started this company, called MTTS, with a few engineer friends 11 years ago. Their big break came with a partnership with the California-based East Meets West Foundation, which invests in so-called appropriate technology. Spokeswoman Allison Zimmerman says this machine was a promising idea because it was homegrown.
What needed to happen was an engineering company that was willing to work with hospitals, with doctors and nurses, to identify what they needed, as opposed to developing a solution outside, whether it's in a Western country or whether it's in a lab somewhere. I mean, honestly, it took a special type of company that's willing to create a medical device that is affordable and that doesn't require consumables. Consumables are very expensive.
The big consumable for CPAP machines is tubing, discarded after each patient in the West. Here, tubes are disinfected and reused for as long as a year, for savings in the thousands of dollars. That lower price point has brought the equipment into smaller rural hospitals like this one. Dr. Nyo Min Chuang says his neonatal unit can now save babies like this one as tiny as 1.6 pounds.
What would happen before you had this equipment here? Would that baby not have survived?
We would have to transfer to a higher level hospital in 100% of these cases.
That meant a 2-hour road journey to Hanoi. It was unaffordable for many families in this impoverished region who had to foot the bill, and to an already overcrowded Hanoi hospital if they got there at all.
If the road is bumpy, it can cause the baby to choke, or if the ambulance is stuck in a traffic jam, it can also lengthen the transfer time, which can also lead to death.
Here, too, the mortality rate has come down by 2/3 since 2009. Life for doctors and patients is far better. 10-month-old Bao Nam is as healthy as he is fidgety in his mother's arms. It's hard to imagine he weighed less than 2 pounds at birth.
I was very anxious.
Like anyone else whose baby is not well, we were very worried. At one point, I thought I was going to break down. For the first week, we couldn't see the baby at all.
In addition to CPAP, the joint enterprise also makes infant warmers and a portable phototherapy device, explained here in training sessions by the partnership's medical director, Dr. Tran Din Chen.
Make sure there's as much skin exposed as possible.
About 60% of all babies are born with jaundice, which can lead to severe brain damage. It's now easily treated with ultraviolet light. In the past, babies were exposed to the sun, something that frequently had its own complications, like sunburn.
It weighs only 8 kilos.
The Vietnam-made so-called Firefly not only provides phototherapy indoors, but by the mother's bedside.
It's great if you can keep them with their mother. Then the mother can breastfeed, the mother can do kangaroo care when the baby's not in the phototherapy machine. So it's designed, so it's small for that reason. When you have lots of babies lined up in a crib with a phototherapy over it, then that increases risk of infection. By putting just one baby in the Firefly, it decreases risk of infection.
A third party in the venture is the private charity Design That Matters, which also focuses on appropriate technology. In this Hanoi lab, engineers like Matthew Blyde are tweaking the circuit boards of the infant warming device.
We're just trying to improve the reliability a little bit, so we've added some extra circuitry to make it more well protected, particularly in environments where the electricity supply might not be so reliable or might have spikes and dips.
You want it to be able to withstand spikes in electric power?
Right, exactly, yeah.
Besides working to improve their reliability, the partners' big goal is to make their life-saving machines financially sustainable. The devices are now being exported to neighboring countries in Asia with plans to expand to West Africa and, they hope, to Europe, which could significantly boost revenues.
Fred's reporting is a partnership with the Undertold Stories Project at St. Mary's University of Minnesota.